I think so. Okay.
Okay.
Bismillah.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Ya Mola, Ya Mola Mehrban, Ya Imam Zaman, Ya Nur Maulana Shah Karim Al Seni Hazir Imam, Ya Mola Mehrban, Ya Rahman Ar Rahim, Ya Mola Madad Farma, Ya Mola Mehrban, Tawfiq, Tahid, Himmat wa Yari Mola, Ya Mola Mehrban. We don't know how to be shukr guzar and thankful to you, Mola. Look, Mola, what you have done for us, you have provided us a great opportunity where we can sit on one side of the globe and see and speak to our friends, our brother and sister at the other side of the globe without any restriction, without any stop. We are able to talk about you and your greatness, your praises, your ilm, your khanavadan, your isme azam, your ibadat, your farman, your ginans. Where do we find all of this combined without any fear? Nowhere, Mullah. But you provided us, Garib, this opportunity and this platform. Look at our friend Mullah. They are waiting every day to hear about you, Mullah. Ya Mullah Mehrban, help us with your light, with your nur. Keep your hand on our shoulder, Mullah, so we can speak truly and freely. Shukran lillah walhamdulillah. Shukran lillah walhamdulillah. Nur Maulana Shah Karim Al Seni Hazir Imam. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ala Muhammad. With his blessed name, we have received 3 questions and couple of questions in parts. So we will start from there. And then if you like to add any question, you can put it in chat or send to Faridabai or Nachis directly. And we will try our best and add those questions in today's session. Again, I would like everyone to pay attention. And if you can see my screen, the topic of this session is that our tariqa is the tariqa of logic and intellect. And this is not my title. This is Imam's Farman. This is Imam's Farman. Meaning, we do not do anything in our tariqa without understanding, without applying logic and intellect to it. શું સમજ્યા આપણે કે અહીંયા આપણે બધાથી પહેલે અહીંયાથી શરૂ કરીએ કે આપણો જે ટોપિક છે એ શું છે કે આપણો મઝહબ, આપણો તરીકો અક્કલનો અને લોજિકનો છે. આ મારા વર્ડ નથી, આ ઇમામના ફરમાન છે કે આપણો મઝહબ લોજિક અને ઇન્ટેલેક્ટના માથે રાખવામાં આવ્યો છે ને આપણે કાંઈ બી નથી કરતા આપણા મઝહબમાં, આપણા તરીકામાં લોજિક ને ઇન્ટેલેક્ટ ને અપ્લાય કરવા વગર. In other words, there is no hocus pocus. There is no hocus pocus in our tarika. Everything we do, every single action we do, it has a logic and it has a deep intellectual lesson in it. And you will see today's 3 questions are based on those logical answers. Inshallah. One time when I asked my teacher a while back, then how do you know which question to answer? Because I noticed that he would answer some question and he would not answer other questions. And he said, you know, even though I was much younger, you could have called me son, beta, but he would say my friend, as I call all of you my friend, regardless of age, because we are all ilmi friend. He would say, my friend, if the question is not set on logic, then do not answer. શું કીધું? મેં જ્યારે મારા ટીચરને પૂછ્યું કે કેમ ખબર પડે કે કયા સવાલનો જવાબ દેવાનો ને કયા સવાલનો જવાબ ના દેવાનો, એટલે કે મેં નોટિસ કર્યું કે જ્યારે અમે અમારા ટીચરને પૂછીએ સવાલ તો કોઈ સવાલનો જવાબ દે ને કોઈનો ના દે. તો એ કીધું કે જેના અંદર અક્કલ ના હોય ને, જે સવાલના અંદર यानी कि सवाल जी अक्लमंदी नो ना होय एनो जवाब ना देवानो. जेना अंदर कोई लॉजिक ना होय ने ई सवाल नो जवाब ना देवानो. तो પછી મેં પૂછ્યું મારા ટીચર ને પાછું કે અમે તો ગરીબ ને નાચીસ, અમને કેમ ખબર પડે કે કયો સવાલ સારો ને ખરાબ? અમે તો ટીચર નથી. તો ત્યારે એ એક બહુ જબરદસ્ત મને લેસન શીખવાડ્યો. એ શું હતો કે હંમેશા હર સવાલને ગૌરથી સાંભળવાનો, જલ્દી ના કરવાની જવાબ દેવાની. What did he say? When I said that how do we know what question to ask and if that question has any logic or any intellect hidden inside? He said, and he gave me a lifetime learning, and that was listen to the question carefully. Do not hurry in answering the question. Second, if question is incorrect, acknowledge that question is incorrect. Third, if you can help correct the question, then do so. And if you cannot, then say so. શું કીધું કે જ્યારે કોઈ સવાલ પૂછે ને તો જલ્દી નહીં કરવાની, બધાથી પહેલે સાંભળવાનું શાંતિથી, ને પછી અગર સવાલ સહી ના હોય ને તો બધાથી પહેલે એને કહેવાનું કે જો આ સવાલ સહી નથી. પછી અગર થઈ શકે તો સવાલને કરેક્ટ કરવાનો અને પછી એનો જવાબ દેવાનો. ને અગર સવાલ સહી ના થઈ શકે તો કહેવાનું કે આ સવાલ સહી નથી ને હું આનો જવાબ નહીં આપીશ. હવે મને પાછો એક સવાલ આવ્યો. Shirazbhai can see how I feel every time I have a conversation with. મને પાછો એક સવાલ આવ્યો કે ઉસ્તાદ અગર તમે મને કોઈ સવાલનો જવાબ ના આપો ને મને તમે કહી દો કે આ તો સવાલ ગલત છે, પછી હું શું કરું? અને તમે એ સવાલને કરેક્ટ બી નથી કરતા મારા માટે, તો હું શું કરું? એ કીધું કે એ શાગિર્દના માટે, સ્ટુડન્ટના માટે એક ચેલેન્જ હોય છે કે તું પાછો જા, વિચારી ને પોતાનો સવાલ સહી કરી ને લઈ આવ. શું કામે? ને પછી રીઝનિંગ આપી કે સારો સવાલનો સારો જવાબ મળશે, પૂરા સવાલનો પૂરો જવાબ મળશે, ગલત સવાલનો ગલત જવાબ મળશે ને અધૂરા સવાલનો અધૂરો જવાબ મળશે. અગર આજે સવારના તમે મારા સાથે હતા મોર્નિંગ સેશનમાં, તો તમે ત્યાં પર જોયું હતું કે એક જગ્યા માથે એક સવાલ મિસ થઈ ગયો હતો. તો પછી આ આપણું કામ છે કે એ સવાલને સામને લઈ આવી, ઠીક કરી, પૂછી ને પછી એનો જવાબ આપો. શું કામ કે આપણે બધાય આ જર્નીના અંદર સાથે સાથે ચાલીએ છીએ. So having said that, let's come to this question. And you will notice that I have changed some of the words in the question to make the question correct and relevant. So my apology for changing your words. If you don't see your question correct, please rephrase and I will try to answer them. The first question was, the raising the finger when we mention our peer's name in the Ginan is reciting Salwat. For example, જ્યારે આપણે કીધું કે પીર સદરદીન એવા જ્ઞાન ભણાવે, તો આપણે આમ કર્યું. તો સવાલ હતો, question was that one, what does it mean? What are we saying while we are doing this? Are we saying anything? Or this is just a sign of respect? That was the question. Then there was a comment attached to it, so I added the comment here. Normally, I do not attach comment, but in this question, it was important to add the comment so everyone know where this question is coming from. So I added the comment. The comment was, the recent discussion with some scholar, I was told that we do not recite Salawat for peace, but a sign of showing respect for our peers. Is that correct? Please shed some light. So, બધાથી પહેલે હું ઈ કહી દઉં કે જે બી સ્કોલરે તમને જવાબ આપ્યો તો એ absolutely incorrect હતો. Not maybe. Not maybe. It was absolutely incorrect. We don't need to know who the scholar was. We are not worried about it. Whatever knowledge he has, I'm sure on the basis of that knowledge, he replied to your question. In this Garib and Nachi's not only opinion, but in the knowledge. And I will give you some proof of that. So you see that it is not me, but it is the ilm that is speaking here. First of all, if you would re-listen to the lectures that we had done on Salawat, I think most of you were present in that session. બધાથી પહેલે જે આપણે સલવાતનો જે સેશન કરેલો 2-4 અઠવાડિયા પહેલા, તમે એને સાંભળી લ્યો. ત્યાં પર આપણે કુરાનથી એક આયત લીધી હતી કે જેમાં ખુદાવંદ તાલા ફરમાવે છે કે ખુદા પોતે સલવાત મોકલાવે છે, દુરૂદ ઓ સલામ મોકલાવે છે મોહમ્મદ માથે, અને ફરિશ્તાઓ તમે પણ સલવાત મોકલાવો મોહમ્મદ માથે. પછી continue, એ મોહમ્મદ જેવી રીતે તારા માથે સલવાત મોકલાવવામાં આવી છે, and listen to this very carefully, તું પણ સલવાત દુરૂદ ઓ સલામ તારા મોમીનો માથે મોકલાવ. શું કીધું? તું પણ સલવાત તારા મોમીનો માથે મોકલાવ. હવે આ વાતના અંદર તમારા સવાલનો જવાબ છે. What was that ayat? Allah sends salawat, durood or salam on the Muhammad. Oh angels, you do the same. Then continue, O Muhammad, as you have been sent the salam, salawat and durood or salam, you also send durood or salam on your followers. આપણા ગરીબ ફોલોવર માટે બી ખુદાનો ફરમાન ઉતરો. એના માટે રસૂલ માથે કે તમે તારા માનવા વાળા, ઈમાન વાળા, સારા મોમીનો માથે દુરૂદ ઓ સલામ મોકલાવ. તો આપણે કમ સે કમ એટલું કહી શકીએ છીએ કે આપણા પીર ને મુર્શિદ એ બહુ ઉપરના દરજાના હતા. यानी कि મોમિનોમાં બધાથી ઉપર હતા. આપણા દાઈ અને હુજ્જત આપણાથી રેન્ક્સમાં બહુ ઉપર હતા. We can definitely say that our peers, our dais, our hujjatan were at the much higher rank level of the mu'minins. Then if that is the farman, the amr in the Quran for the Muhammad, then what would be the farman for us? Because the Quran is the book of teaching for the Muslimin, for the Mu'minin, for the followers, and for the believers. So that was number one answer. Number two, for almost 1400 years now, we have been sending salawat every time a ginan and the name of the Pir was recited. For 1400 years. So first we have to say that every single Imam knows Billah. Every single Pir knows Billah. Every single Dai knows Billah. Every single Bhagat were wrong for 1400 years. And આપણે બહુ ડાયા. શું કીધું? આપણે બહુ હોશિયાર, હા? કે હવે આપણને એમ લાગ્યું કે યાર પીરના નામમાં સલવાત નથી મોકલાવાની. 400 વર્ષ તક જે આપણા ઇમામ, આપણા પીર, આપણા દાઈ, આપણા ભગત કરતા હતા, એ બધા ગલત. આપણે બહુ હોશિયાર. હવે આપણે સોચી લીધું, ડિસાઇડ કરી લીધું કે આજના પછી હવે આપણે આપણા પીરના માથે સલવાત કરવાની જરૂર નથી. Nozbillah, God forbid, what we are saying, then all our imams, all our peers, all our dais, all our bhagas, all our mu'mineen were incorrect for 1400 years. Third, when Mola Baba comes, we say salawat, correct. But when we go to Mayyat, we say salawat. How do you justify that? Why do you say salawat when you go to Mayyat? We don't read Farman there. Why do we say salawat? Because that was the amr in the Quran for you and me to send durood or salam on the mu'mineen, then how do we shy away from sending the durood or salam, salawat on our buzruk, elevated peer's name? Does this answer your question? If not, please re-ask. Let's come to question number 2. Another sign that we make, just like in our salawat, we go like this. It literally means Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ala Muhammad. Just like that, the second question is, what is the significance of clasping? આપણે હાથ જોડીએ ને તોબો તોબો. What is the significance of clasping hand to say tobo tobo, asking for forgiveness? 2 comments that was received with this question. A sign of respect as Hindus do clasp hands when greeting fellow friends, etc., or any other understanding. Remember what my teacher said? Discard the incorrect question or comments. So with your permission, I would like to discard this first comment. I would like to discard this. Because we are not Hindu, we don't care what they do. So with your permission, I would like to discard that comment. So we will not talk about that, because what others do, it does not matter to us. We are trying to learn our tariqah with the ilm of the Imam, not what Hindus do. It does not matter. Whatever they do, we are perfectly fine with that, but it does not concern us. And આ બી મોલા બાપાનો ફરમાન જ છે કે તમારો મજહબ તમે પોતાના મઝહબના ટીચરોથી શીખો, ના કે બીજા કોઈથી. Okay, so now come to your question. Number 1 answer, humility. When we do this, this is a sign of humility. As a human, the most chosen, perfect creation of Allah, when human claps his hand like this, it shows that he is humble. And humility is the key to ask for the forgiveness. So मतलब છે કે અગર તમે પોતાના બે હાથ જોડી ને આજીજી નથી કરી શકતા, તો તમે માફી નથી માંગી શકતા. Because that is one of the human humbleness action that one show that I have made a mistake, and with utmost humility, I ask for forgiveness. Remember what my teacher said, if question is incorrect or incomplete, you will get the incorrect or incomplete answer. So with your permission, I would like to add a question to make this question complete. And that is, do we ask Mukhi Sahib for the forgiveness of sin? Do we look around and find Mola Bapa's picture to ask for forgiveness? What is our niyat in our heart? What is our understanding in our mind? And what is Imam's farman regarding this? To those brother and sister and my friends online, if you are standing in front of Mukhi and you looking here and there, looking for Mola Bapa's photo, or don't want to look at Mukhi Sahib and looking up, trying to ignore or avoid Mukhi Sahib in front of you. Again, you are making a mistake. Mukhi. What does it mean? Mukhi. The face, the manifestation, the presence of Imam in Jamaat Khana. He is in the place of Imam, with Imam's Amar, with Imam's blessing. When you ask, and if you like to ask, remember, no one forces you to go to Mukhi Sahib. No one. But if you are willing to accept your sin, and then if you are willing to go to Mukhi Sahib and ask for the forgiveness, he is the intercessor appointed with the Amar inside the Jamaat Khana on the behalf of the Imam Zaman. And when Mukhi Sahib says, Shah Pir Bakshe, Mola Tamara Guna Maaf Kare, he is recommending you to be forgiven of all of your sin. એને આપણે ગુજરાતીમાં શું કહે છે? ઈ તમારી સિફારિશ કરે છે. એ યા મોલા તે અમર આપ્યો છે એના વાસ્તેથી હું દુઆ કરું છું આ મોમિન માટે જે મારા સામે આવી ને બહુ જ આજીજી સાથે હાથ જોડીને કહે છે, તોબો તોબો તસદીદાર બંદો સરતા પા ગુનેગાર યાશા તું બક્ષે બક્ષનાર. તો યા મોલા તું એની બધી મુશ્કેલો આસાન કર, એના ગુના માફ કર. કોણ સિફારિશ કરે છે? મુખી સાહેબ. He becomes their intercessor between you and the Imam of the time. And let me add an event to put some more weight on my answer. One thing I will tell you, I will never tell you anything which is not correct, not fact, or just a made up story. એક દફા જ્યારે સુલતાન મોહમ્મદ શાહ આપણી જાન ઇમામથી ફિદા થાય, એની મધર ગુજારી ગઈ. કોણ? બેગમ આગા ખાન, यानी कि the wife of 47th Imam. જમાત ખાનાના અંદર મૈયત પડેલો, છાંટા નાખવાનો ટાઈમ થયો. મુખી સાહેબ કીધું, મોલા બાપા હમણાં આવવાના છે, આપણે વાટ જોઈએ છે. થોડી વાર થઈ, હાજર ઇમામ यानी कि સુલતાન મોહમ્મદ શાહ ઈ ટાઈમના તશરીફ લઈ આવ્યા. કીધું, મુખી છાંટા દાલ દિયા? મુખીએ કીધું, મોલા હું તમારી વાટ જોતો હતો, મને ખબર હતી તમે આવવાના છો, તો તમે છાંટો નાખો. ખબર છે મોલા બાપાએ શું કીધું? મુખી, આ જમાત ખાનામાં તમારો અમર, તમારો હુકમ, તમારી સિફારિશ ચાલે છે. તમે છાંટો નાખશો તો હું બક્ષીશ. શું કીધું? ઓ મુખી, in this Jamaat Khana, your order, your prayers, your recommendation are valid. And if you give the chanta and if you recommend, I will forgive the sin. જોયું તમે? આ છે મુખીના સામને હાથ જોડી ને દુઆ માંગવાનું. શું કામે કે જમાતખાનામાં મુખીની જે પોઝિશન છે એને ભૂલજો નહીં ક્યારે પણ. એક બીજી વાત હું આનંદ એડ કરવા ચાહું છું. Not that there is a question here. I just would like to add one thing. I have seen many brothers and sisters, knowingly or unknowingly, they gossip, backbite, talk about mukhi. If you want to have a good life hereafter, I would recommend strongly never, ever to do that. And if you have done that, go to Jamaat Khana today and ask for forgiveness. You talk about Mukhi behind his back, and remember, Mukhi is the Amar of the Imam in Jamaat Khana. God forbid you are gossiping and backbiting Imam. अगर आप मुखी की ની બુરાઈ કરો છો તમે, અગર મુખીના પાછળ એની ગીલા ગીબત કરો છો, તો એવું છે જેવું મોલાની તમે ગીલા ગીબત કરી છે. અગર તમે આ કર્યું છે કામ, તો મારી સલાહ તમને એક હશે, ફ્રીમાં સલાહ, કે તમે આજે જ જઈને માફી માંગી લ્યો. આખરતમાં બહુ પછતાવો થવાનો છે. શું કહું કે મુખીની ગીલા ગીબત ઇમામની ગીલા ગીબત છે. Don't forget that the position of Mukhi in Jamaat Khana. Never ever argue with Mukhi. Even when Mukhi is incorrect, 100%, don't argue with him. I was delivering a lecture in one place one time, and it was right outside the Jamaat Khana. I was invited to one of the Jamaat Khana a few years back to deliver an open session, just like we have today. And there were over 100, 200 people there. And I talked about this part over here. I talked about Mukhi and his position in Jamaat Khana. And I said, if Mukhi, even in your knowledge, is incorrect 100%, still don't argue with them. So someone, I don't know if he was joking or he was trying to mock me. He said, what about Mukhi tell you not to come to Jamaat Khana? You know what my answer was? If Mukhi of my Jamaat Khana tells me not to come Jamaat Khana, wallah, swear to God, I will not go to Jamaat Khana. Because Mukhi's Amar is Imam's Amar. That is the power of Mukhi in Jamaat Khana. Remember that. You ask for forgiveness. If Mukhi ever comes to you with such an order, you put your hand together and you tell Mukhi Sahib, whatever happened, regardless of you made a mistake or not, doesn't matter. Mukhi Sahib, whatever you thought I did, please forgive me. I need my Jamaat Khana. I need to come to Jamaat Khana. I need this place of prayers. That's how you handle that situation. Do not argue with Mukhi Sahib. Do not gossip, backbite about Mukhi Sahib. All right, let's come to our third question. If you still have any question on second question, please rephrase and I will try to answer further. The third question. On our dua niyat khair, we end by touching the ground and spread our hands on our face like this. What is the meaning and significance of this ritual? Please shed some light. જેવી રીતે આપણે કહીએ છીએ અશહદુ લા ઇલાહા ઇલ્લલ્લાહ વ અશહદુ મુહમ્મદન રસૂલુલ્લાહ વ અશહદુ અમીરુલ મોમિનીન અલીઉલ્લાહ. જ્યારે બી આપણે નિયત કરવાની કોશિશ કરીએ છીએ તો we always put our hand on our face. What does it mean? This is the most beautiful question out of three, because this has so much meaning into it. First of all, think about our face. આ બધાથી સારો અને ગંભીર સવાલ પૂછ્યો છે ભાઈએ કે શું મતલબ છે કે જ્યારે આપણે કહે છે આમ કરીને આપણે મોઢા માથે હાથ ફેરવીએ છીએ. What does it mean? So first, what does your face represent in your body? Your face represents your identity. Your face is a copy of the Imam. Your face was born in the face of Rahman. Your face has all five feelings of human, of the touch, of the smell, of the taste, of the seeing, and of the listening. Meaning, all of your attribution are represented along with your ID, along with the copy of the Imam and the Rahman, is represented by this face right here. So when we take our hand and we say, Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ala Muhammad, or when we say whatever we wanted to say like this, what we are saying, with all of my attributions, along with the Imam as my witness, I am saying or doing what I am doing. Second, same question go for sajda. Why do we put our head down in sajda? And why do we put our forehead on the floor? Same goes for that. What we are saying, with all my attribution, all my senses, I bow down to the Rahman, to the Imam of the time. My prostration and my ita'ad, submission, my prostration and my submission is for you, my Mola, with my complete sense. Not 1, 2, 3, or 4, but all my 5 senses. I submit to you. Same thing goes when we put our hand on our face. We are saying, I accept with all my senses and my identity, which is my face. Have you ever noticed you can see everything in your body with your eyes except one thing, and that is your face. You cannot see your face with your eyes. What do you need for that? You need a mirror, another human. You need, if you want to see your face, and I said your face is a copy of the Imam, then what do you need to see your face? You need Imam to see your original face. And then I said, your face is the Surat Rahman, in the image of Rahman. So what do you need to see the Surat Rahman? The Noor Imam. બધા સમજી ગયા મેં શું કીધું હમણાં? બહુ મુશ્કેલ લેસન હતો. 3 ચીજો કીધી મેં. એક, ફર્સ્ટ, કે અગર તમારું મોઢું તમને જોવું છે તો તમને બીજો માણસ જોશે, એક મિરર જોશે. યાની કે ઇન્સાનનો ફેસ જોવા માટે બીજા એક માણસની જરૂર પડે છે, એક મિરરની જરૂર પડે છે. અગર આપણું મોઢું જે છે એ ઇમામની કાપી છે તો આપણે ઇમામની જરૂર પડશે આપણું મોઢું જોવા માટે. અને અગર આપણું મોઢું ઇમેજ ઓફ ધી રહેમાનની સુરતમાંથી બનેલું છે તો પછી આપણને એના માટે નૂર જોશે તો આપણે પોતાનું મોઢું જોઈ શકશું. That is the significance of our faith, and that is the meaning of the putting our hand on our face by saying, I accept with all my senses and all my attribution with my ID. And when we prostrate and submit ourselves, we are saying, Ya Mola, I submit and I prostrate to you with all my senses and with my identity. So those were the 3 questions which I had received. So I will stop here. And then if you have any more question you'd like to add, or if there was any question that you feel I did not answer completely, please do ask. Ji.
Azizba, can I ask just now?
Ji.
અઝીઝબા, મને એ હજી સમજ નથી પડતી, તમે ડીપ મિનિંગ સમજાવી શકો? એક દુઆની તો ખેર કરે ઇલાઈ તું ખેર, પછી અશોદન લા ઇલાહા ઇલ્લલ્લાહ, આ પેરટમાં ફકું બોલું છું પણ મને એનો દિલથી સમજ નથી પડી.
અચ્છા, તો અહીંયા સવાલ હતો કે આપણે મોઢામાં ત્રાસ કામ ફેરાવીએ છીએ. તમારો સવાલ છે કે આપણે શું કહે છે? અશહદુ લા ઇલાહા ઇલ્લલ્લાહ, અશહદુ મુહમ્મદ રસૂલુલ્લાહ, અશહદુ અમીરુલ મોમિનીન અલીઉલ્લાહ. તો આ બીજો સવાલ થઈ ગયો. Is that what you asking, યાસ્મીનભાઈ? તમે એ પૂછો છો?
કરે અને અશોદન લા ઇલાહા ઇલ્લલ્લાહ જ્યારે અમે બોલીએ છીએ ને તો
જી.
અમે શું મોલા પાસે શું માંગીએ છીએ? વાય એવરી ટાઈમ અમે તસ્બીહ
હા.
નીકળે છે તો ઈ બોલ્યા જ કરે છે, તો ઈ
જી.
રૂહને અમે શું કહીએ છીએ ઈ નથી સમજ પડતી
જી.
મને.
તો આને કહે છે કલમા એ તૌહીદ, કલમા એ શહાદત. કલમા એ તૌહીદ, the acceptance of oneness, kalma shahadat, the words of witness. Okay, પહેલે સમજી લ્યો કે આના તો 2 મતલબ છે. એક કે ખુદાની ખુદાઈનો એકાઈનો એકરાર કરવો, બીજું એની ખુદાઈની શહાદત દેવી. આ 2 ચીજો યાદ કરજો. હવે આપણે કે આપણે કહે છે દુઆ માંગોની ખેર, દુઆ માંગો ખેરની, યા અલી તું ખેર કર, યા મોલા તું ખેર કર. ઠીક છે? કહે છે કે યા મોલા તું ખેર કર. હવે કઈ ખેર? અમારી જિસ્મની, અમારી જિંદગીની, અમારી ફેમિલીની, અમારી બચ્ચાઓની, અમારા દોસ્તોની, અમારી જમાતની, અમારી રૂહની, અમારી અક્કલની, આખરતની, બધાની ખેર કર. या अली तो खेर कर, या मौला तो खेर कर. खेर जी वेंती, या शाह अपने हुजूर में कबूल कर. एंड आ तस्वीर जी हमें खेरनी निकायड़ी ई तू तारा हुजूर में एक्सेप्ट कर, कबूल कर. પછી આપણે કહે છે અશંદ, I bear witness to, હું શહાદત આપું છું. હવે મને એ કહો કે આપણે કઈ ખાતની મૂલી કે આપણે શહાદત આપીએ? આપણે ક્યારે જોયું હતું કે ખુદા એક છે? અશહદુ લા ઇલાહા ઇલ્લલ્લાહ, I bear witness to that Allah is no one but the one. who are we to bear witness to that? When did you and I see Allah being one? Tell me. Have you seen Allah? And have you seen Allah in being one? Then how can you bear witness to it? Have you ever asked that question? આપણે કેમ કહી શકીએ કે ભાઈ ખુદા એક છે? આપણે તો ખુદાને ક્યારે જોયું નથી. ના તો મેં જોયો છે, ને મને લાગે છે ના તમે જોયો છે. તો આપણે કેમ કહીએ કે ખુદા એક છે? તો અહીંયા જે છે ને એને કહે છે કલમાએ તૌહીદ, not કલમાએ શહાદત. સમજ્યા તમે? કલમાએ તૌહીદ નો મતલબ છે કે પ્રોફિટ મોહમ્મદે, આપણા પેગમ્બરોએ, આપણા ઇમામોએ જોઈને આપણને કીધું કે ખુદા એક છે, ને આપણે એના સાથે એક થઈ ને ખુદાની તૌહીદનો ઇકરાર, એક્સેપ્ટન્સ ઇંગ્લિશમાં કરીએ છીએ. If I need to explain this in English again, please tell me and I will explain all this in English again. लेकिन पहले गुजराती में. પછી second, Ashhadu Muhammadan Rasulullah, and I bear witness that Muhammad Mustafa sallallahu alaihi wasallam was the prophet of Allah. Again, આપણે કોણ છે ભાઈ? ક્યારે તમે જોયું કે મોહમ્મદ રસૂલ ખુદાનો પેગમ્બર હતો? આપણે તો થઈ નહીં ત્યારે. તો પાછું આપણે શું કહે છે કે જી અમને ઇમામોએ કીધું, જી અમારા પેગમ્બરોએ કીધું, જી અમારા પીરોએ કીધું, જી અમારા દાઈઓએ કીધું, જી અમારા બુઝુર્ગોએ કીધું, જી અમારા ટીચર્સે કીધું, એના સાથે અમે કહે છે, આને કહે છે ઇલ્મુલ યકીન, કે ઈ જાણીને હું કહું છું કે રસૂલ ખુદાનો પેગમ્બર હતો. આનો વિટનેસ કોણ હતો? પહેલાનો વિટનેસ હતો કે ખુદા એક છે, રસૂલ પોતે. મોહમ્મદ રસૂલ છે ખુદાનો, એનો વિટનેસ હતો અલી પોતે. હવે ત્રીજું આવ્યું, અશંદર અમીરુલ મોમિનીન અલી ઉલ્લાહ. અને હું જોઉં છું કે અમારો પ્રેઝન્ટ લિવિંગ ઇમામ જી છે, he Amirul Mominin છે. He is the king of the Mominin, the master of the Mominin, and I accept and I bear witness to that Imam of the time is the master of the Mominin. આપણા પુરાના જમાનામાં, વધારે દૂર નહીં, થોડા ટાઈમ પહેલા જ આપણે કહેતા હતા અલી અલ્લાહ. I bear witness to that Imam is the master of the Mu'mineen, the Ali Allah. And each Ali Allah છે. તો આનો આ મતલબ થાય છે total. If you need explanation in English or different language, please let me know and I will re-explain everything I just said. Ji.
Sir, can I say something?
Ji.
Sir, it was a very good explanation and it has cleared lots of doubts in me and I really appreciate what you said. I just want to add one thing which I just want to have your approval. Shall I go on doing it? Ashhadan la ilaha illallah, ashhadan Muhammad Rasulillah, ashhadan Amirul Mominin Ali Sayyallah. That's what we have been constantly for years been saying. And again, there is controversy in,
No, there is no controversy.
Even with us. So we
There
should
cannot be controversy in the belief.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
So one says Aliullah, one says Sayyidullah, and one say Aliullah. Depends on where we are, what level of belief we are,
Exactly.
and we must, and no one can question you or me in my belief.
Thank you, sir.
Because each belief is with each moment.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Aziz sir, Yali Madad.
Yali Madad.
I have a question. some of us in the Jamaat are either medically having issues or elderly and have not been able to sit on the carpet. So is it all right to prostrate with our head bowing to the knees because we cannot get down on the floor?
So you must have heard that your action depends on your intention. Amal ka daromadar niyat par hai. You must have heard of that. It's a very old hadith. If your intention is to bow down and submit, then you can do whatever you wish to do. And I've seen people do Allahumma laka sajudi wa taati, just like that. Not on the floor, not even on your knee, but just like that. Your intention is the most important part of your prayers. Amal ka daromadar niyat par hai. Your action relies on intention. Does this answer your question?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, Mother Aziz Bhai, sorry, I was just suggesting in the chat that we might want to raise our hands. Lovely speaking to you, and imagining we're speaking to you and you're explaining all of this to us. I put in the chat, and I have mentioned this a few times here as well, that, you know, when the Mukhi bans you from Jamaat Khana, or he tells you that you must do things in a certain way or not come to Jamaat Khana, it's one of the hardest things to go through. And it's really, really sad, because in my case, I was very lucky in that I was trying to feel comfortable in Jamaat Khana after Mukhi Sahib was really basically shouting at me because some people had said some things about me. And the argument that had caused all of this for Mukhi Sahib to then tell me off was because at the time, as is sometimes the case, I'm vegetarian, and I haven't been I've never eaten meat. I've never tolerated it because I was brought up in the temple. So we are not allowed meat, fish, or eggs, as I think you know. And so ironically, when I was told at the time that there was no vegetarian food, and I came across as being defensive when I just smiled and I just said, I'll go now. And I had put something on social media, so I put it out there because I was praising the person who got very impatient with me, because, you know, as captain, he had a lot of stress. So Mukhi Sahib then asked me, you know, can you not do that? Or if you're going to do that, don't come to Jamaat Khana. He literally shouted. So I was trying to feel accepted and integrated within Jamaat Khana, which is difficult. And in the end, I just could not have the strength to keep fighting all the time. And I was just returning from Jamaat Khana, and I met a lady from the temple. I recognized her tilak, and she said that there was a kirtan group just near Jamaat Khana, and I went there once, and I had the most delicious prasad. And then from then on, I was proceeding to go to the Gurudwara regularly. And I told myself that Mola is not happy with the situation, most likely. I should just try and be more humble, just try to go back to Jamaat Khana and try to do everything. And the Mukhi, who was very angry with him, his Kamario delivers all my medications today. So, you know, they obviously, that is a sign that, you know, I am needed back when I'm a lot better, because I fell very ill after that. So I thought I'll just share that to you with you. I'm just reminded of, is it Akund? Because sometimes I call him Akrut. I use the Sanskrit word. Akund, who was banned from Jamaat Khana, and Mola came and found him sitting outside, and Mola cried, and he said, okay, we'll go to the Mukhi. If you go to the Mukhi and do chanto, then you can return. And Mola explained everything to the Mukhi. He told him, you know, what the right way was. So that's a famous story I'd read once, and Naskar Malianti actually covered that in the Ginan class in French, I remember. And she really had so much passion with her when she was covering that. She might have covered that in the class in English. But anyways, when it comes to being banned, I really respect your point of view. I think it's really important to respect authority and the Imam's will, because he's just wanting you to be a lot stronger, probably not put it out there, and try and understand other people more. So yeah, thank you.
You're welcome. Do you need me to respond to this, or this was just
Yeah, if you could give a response, actually, that would
Sure.
be lovely. Yes,
So
please.
yes. So I mean, you already are doing good. Remember that asking for forgiveness and person who asks for forgiveness is much bigger than person who forgives.
Yes. Yeah.
So when and if a situation like arise, we have to try never to get into the situation.
Yes.
And maybe you were wrong on posting on social media, but regardless of whatever happened, regardless, if Mukhi Sahib was not happy, asking for forgiveness is the best route out.
True.
And
actually,
remember, if you are living in London, there are many Jamaat Khanas.
there are.
Just
Exactly.
like you can always go to another Jamaat Khana.
Yes, that's
But
sometimes.
asking for forgiveness is better. And second thing I noticed, and I don't know why people do that, that let's say that we are 5 brothers and sisters, that I'm not happy with one of my brother, one of my sister, and therefore I leave my parents. Makes no sense. Why? Makes no sense. That you are not happy with captain, volunteer, Mukhi Sahib, and you leave Mola Papa. Makes no sense, right?
Yes.
So
yes.
we always have to be the bigger person. In this
Yeah.
case,
Yes.
we have to look behind all those physical things and see how many tests. You know, there is a farman, and I don't believe I have ever talked about this farman, because it's not easy farman for people to understand. And the farman says that there were many amongst you who had taken the test upon themselves, and they have received the freedom in the return. Now, because it's hard for man to explain, but I will try. Because I don't want anyone to be asking for tests. I don't want to do, that's why I don't explain this for man to anyone. Because I don't want anyone to have a half knowledge and does something that will harm them. I do not want that. What it means is, and in the language, if you understand Hindi, I can explain that in Hindi much better.
Oh, that would be great.
Tamara, yeah, Gujarati ma, Tamara masi ganai pota mathe takalif lei ane chuti gaya.
Kya baat hai.
So whenever we go through those hardship, think about it, that you have just notched up toward Imam. And whenever we give up, we lose those ranks because we gave up.
Yes, it takes a lot of patience and a lot of understanding. And I was really rewarded, because then I taught Ginan for our local Jamaat Khana on Zoom. And that was amazing, because then others did remember me from back then and could really rely on me. So thank you so much.
Be strong. Thank you.
Shukran.
Ji. Any other comments or question?
Hello, Yali Madad.
Yeah, Ali Madad.
Yali Madad, everyone. Yali Madad, otherwise, sorry. Just a quick question. When we touch during prostration, we touch our face with our fingers.
Our forehead.
Yeah. So do we just touch the forehead? Do we touch our lips, nose, and then forehead? Or just the
Forehead
forehead?
is the most important part of our face.
Right.
the forehead.
Just the
Of
so
course,
so I
yes.
so I
So if
so I
you
take
are,
it.
if your nose is touching, your mouth is
Mhm.
touching, is nothing wrong with it.
Right.
But the prostration sajda literally is for of the head, and this is
So
the head.
So I take it that us touching the forehead with our fingers has substituted the fact that we are not actually prostrating to the ground.
Right. So when we are doing this,
Mhm.
what we are saying that if there is no ground to touch, for
Right.
example, you are sitting on a chair,
Right.
or you're sitting on your bed, or you're
Right.
flying on a plane and you are saying your dua, how would you do it?
Right.
So
Right. Understood.
niyat, yeah, the niyat is required that in
Right.
my prostration, I submit.
So the fact that we touch the ground first and then touch our forehead, is that a substitute for not touching the ground?
Yes. Yes.
I got you. Thank you so
Yes.
much. Appreciate that.
Mhm.
Someone just requested if I could actually ask on their behalf. They
Sure.
did put a question in the chat.
Mhm.
My question is that you said in one previous lecture that this is the time Qayamat and we need to find Imam of the Qayamat. So if we are already in the time of Qayamat, so do we have the Imam of Qayamat now? Which is a great question, actually. Thank you.
Thank you. Ilm is on stages. We have to test ourselves and see, are we at the KG grade, first grade, learning ABC? Are we at the fourth, fifth grade, writing cat and dogs and bat and ball? Or are we willing to go forward and start learning the higher secrets, ilm of our tariqah, ilm of the imam? So there are stages, okay? Ilm shanasi, understand what is ilm. Some of us don't even understand what is ilm. Then this is where you have to start, meaning learn ABC. Jamaat Khana Shanasi. Today, everything we did and last week was regarding Jamaat Khana. How many actions are we taking on daily basis inside the Jamaat Khana, which we don't understand? So we are at the level of writing cats and dogs and bats and balls, right? Then comes the Imam Shanasi. Imam Shanasi, if I would ask you, and I think I have S on this line, so many of you probably know the answer by now. If I ask you, how Imam is Imam, how does Imam becomes Imam? Most of the people will not be able to answer. Most of the scholars will not be able to answer. That is the sad part. That most of the people will not be able to answer how Imam becomes Imam, what is required for Imam to become Imam. And not only us, we are garib, poor, we are nobody. Even most of the scholar cannot answer. That is sad. Now you're talking about Qaim Shanasi. That comes on the fourth grade, meaning you must have passed the colleges and you are ready to go to university. Then you will be able to recognize at the top of Imam Shanasi comes Qaim Shanasi. So where are we? We need to check and gauge. Where do I fit in this school? Are we sitting at the KG? Same school. At the fifth grade? Same school. At the college? Same school. Or are we ready to go to university? Then the question that whoever asks would be a valid, a good question. G. G. Someone had the hand raised. Go ahead, please.
Yani Madad, it's
Yali
Robia
Madad.
here.
Yes, Yali Madad.
If Tobo Tobo is the prayer when you go to do dua karavi. Well, what is the prayer for before you take Abe Safa?
So three, let's take three together. Tobo Tobo, Abe Shafa, and Chanta.
Yes.
Three, okay? We'll take all three together. Easy to understand. So first, Tobo Tobo, on the very bottom level, that whatever sin, knowingly or unknowingly I have done, I accept, admit, and please, I'm asking for forgiveness. That's Tobo Tobo. That's on the ground level, okay? On the second level of Tobo Tobo is that I'm asking not for my sin, but sin of all the Jamaat present here. So someone had asked, I believe it was either London line or the USA line, someone had asked, how do you, was asking me, what do I say before I go to Mukhi Sahib? The prayer time is when you are in line, inside the line, not when you get to the Mukhi Sahib. Because when you get to the Mukhi Sahib, time is over, right? And there was a frank question, and I gave the frank answer. You know what I'd said to Mala Bapa? Mala Bapa, I'm so sinful. You may not have enough time to even forgive my sin. I would be so happy if you will forgive all this Jamaat present sin, because they don't have enough sin. You can forgive them quickly. And then, if you have a second or two, pay attention to this Garib and Nachis. And I go to Mukhi Sahib, that's it. And I said, Toba Toba Tafidar, Bando Sadda Bagunega, Yasha Bakshe Bakshana. That's it, I'm done. Because admission of the sin, and especially we know how many mistakes we make that we cannot even count, we cannot even remember. How do you even ask for their sin? So this is how I ask for Toba Toba when I get to Mukhi Sahib. Second, Niyaz. In the Niyaz, the niyat and the understanding is that you are asking for the ilm, not forgiveness of sin. You are saying, Ya Mullah, look at the ceremony of Niyaz, okay? And in our would teach us in our Sindhi language back, when I was a child. He would say, Niyazi pyali, hat mein khani, man mein chono, Noor Maulana, Shah Karimul Seni Hazri Imam. He would teach us in Sindhi. What did he say? Take the Niyaz ki pyali in your hand and say it in your heart. Noor Maulana Shah Karimul Seni Hazri Imam. And then, Farman Yaliya Muhammad. What does it mean? That only niyat you are having when you're taking the niyaz, the pyali of the niyaz, that Ya Mullah, all the barakat, the fazilat, blessing of the ilm and the understanding of niyaz, I take in your name, Noor Maulana Shah Karimul Hussaini Hazri Imam. And then we say Farman. In the Farman, with the Amr, Hukam of the Imam. And the person sitting there replies, that is the Amr and the Farman, Ya Ali, Ya Muhammad, take it. That's second of the Niyaz. Third of the Chanta. Chanta we do it 3 times. Bando Sarta Ba Gunegar, Ya Shatu Bakshe Bakshanhar. Ya Shatu Bakshe Bakshanhar. Ya Shatu Bakshe Bakshanhar. 3 times. Again here, Bando Sarta Pa Gunegar. Completely sinful. And there should be no doubt at that time in your mind that you are sinful from your toe to your head. I met someone one day And he amazed me. He truly amazed me. He said, I don't even remember making any mistake today. Why should I go for chanta? I was so amazed. And I said, I could not remember one good deed I did today. I think I need to go do some chanta. Do you see the understanding? There are mistakes, misbehave, things we do that we will never even know or remember. But if we do not admit, how will we ask for forgiveness? Can you imagine? That person is telling me, I could not remember one single sin, misdeed, misbehave I've done today. So I don't know why should I go and do the nyas or chanta, sorry. And my answer was, I could not remember one single good deed I have done today. So I need to go do the chanta. That is the meaning of the dua, niyaz, and chanta. Ji. Was there a second part of that question about the niyaz?
That's all. Thank you so much for the explanation. Shukr, alhamdulillah.
Shukr Mawla.
Sir,
Ji,
can I add something, sir?
Ji, you can do that. There was one other hand up.
Okay, then,
So,
yeah.
Shamim,
Yeah,
you
let
want to
him
go first and then I'll come back to Shirazba.
Sure, no issues, no issues.
Thank you, sir. Yali Madad.
Yali Madad.
I just have two simple questions. There's something on somebody on the chat just said that Mukhi Sahib is the right hand of Hazri Imam. Is that correct, or is it that Mukhi Sahib is the representative of Hazri Imam, or if both are correct? And my second
Right.
question is, what is the difference between Ali Allah and Ali Say Allah?
Okay. So your first question, we all have our different way of expressing. So you can say Mukhi Sahib is the Amar of Imam, face of Imam, place of Imam, right hand of Imam. You can say whatever you like, right? As long as we understand he is the authority of Imam in Jamaat Khana. So that is your first question.
That's great. Thank you.
Right? And second question, okay, in our old time, and I'm not talking about too old, okay? 1917 and forward, when Sultan Muhammad Shah implemented Ali Allah in our old dua. So we would go to sajda and we would say, Allahumma laka sajudi wa ta'ati Ali Allah, and the reply would be Say Allah. This is 1917, going forward until 1954 somewhere, okay? So Say Allah was the reply to Ali Allah. Then our Buzrug would say Ali Allah in their heart, and they will say Allah in words loudly. So they would say Ali Allah and they will reply back to say Allah. And you will see a lot of our older generation, and I don't want to call Shiraz Ba old, but he was just telling me that he would use the word say Allah. And both has the same meaning. One is the saying and one is the confirming. Same meaning. G.
Thank you.
Sometimes it is helpful to know the history. Then you will know why some word comes into our vocabulary. Otherwise, we will never know where did Ali Allah come from. Who told us to say Ali Allah? Does anyone on this line know? Why do we say Ali Allah? Who told us to say Ali Allah? Anyone?
I don't know that, but I know that in one of the what you call mission conference, Sultan Muhammad Shah has said something about Ali Allah.
Yeah, so be confident. Sultan Muhammad Shah said in mission conference Farman that Ali Allah is correct. And if you don't say it, or if you don't want to say it, that is your ignorancy, not that Ali Allah is incorrect.
So, sir,
Have
can I?
confidence?
Oh, sorry.
Yes.
Can I do a follow-up question to that? So I mentioned this in a different session to an alwise that, and I actually even sent the copy of it. And then they said that, oh, but then in the next, in the mission conference, Paris mission conference of Hazri Imam, Shah Karim, he said that, now we should say Mazhar, he has Imam is Mazhar of Allah, which I understand Mazhar Allah is still Ali Allah, I think. So,
Yeah,
but
it's like I'm saying that this is my picture, is not me. You see, our tariqa is a tariqa of logic and intellect. So Mullah Bapa so cleverly, wisefully, wisdomful word. And if you listen to that mission conference, Paris conference, not mission conference, Paris conference, and I know, and I can paraphrase almost, I can quote Imam's word, that we are the manifestation of Allah. We are the copy, the Ali Allah. So remember, everyone has their own iman, and I cannot challenge anyone, and no one can challenge you on your iman. If you believe, what was the last thing that we covered? If you remember, 4 stages. If you are listening to Sunday's lecture, and we're going to continue on tomorrow morning, 4 stages. You can say Imam is a human, just like me. You can say Imam is a guide. You can say Imam is the Hadi, meaning Imam Mazhar. Or you can say Imam is Ali Allah. And all 4 are correct. Where is your Iman? How much faith do you have on the Imam? If you say Imam is a human, so be it. How am I to challenge your faith? No one can challenge your faith. If you believe he's a human, so be it. But if I say he's Ali Allah, then also that is my faith, and so be it. No one can challenge that.
yeah, Rashida Saiba mentioned the root word is Zahir. So in other words, Mazhar Allah,
That is
Imam
correct.
Allah.
Allah is Zahir, right?
Yeah, like the root word for Mazhar is Zahir, right? Or
Yeah,
or
English
vice
word
versa.
manifestation, simple. Is the
Yes.
manifested Nur. The Nur that has manifested.
Yes.
I mean, it cannot be any simple than that, right? Ji. Shiraz Ba, go ahead.
सर आपने अभी एक आदमी का जिक्र किया था कि वो told you कि why should I do my chantra because I've not done any sins. Sir, I had exactly a same person. I don't know whether he was his brother or not. And he was arguing with us. Why should I do chanta? Why should I do all these good deeds and everything? Because Pir has already said कि मारा मोमन दे दे जो best didar. Our Pir has already pleaded for us. I said, you're right. Why should you do it? But have you read the lines properly? He said, yeah. Mara moman de dejo. I said, are you a moment? You know the meaning of a moment. First of all, learn the meaning of a moment and then claim that thing like that.
Okay, so those of my friends who are recommending Ginan to me, remember we started our Ginan session this morning and we're going to continue for next few weeks. If you would understand the Ginan you just told me,
yeah,
Mara Moman Bai ne dejo besh didar, you will be amazed.
inshallah.
That is the most wonderful Ginan, if only we could
Understand the meaning. Who is moment? I said, if
forget
you
about moment. What is the best dinar? If we understood this, we wouldn't. I mean, that is just amazing Ginan. And this is one of the Ginan. I don't know if it's a tradition or somebody made a tradition. in Karachi, in our Kardar Jamaat Khana, and I personally go to Pakistan every year, and I go to the Jamaat Khana on 13 December just to listen to that Ginan. This couple sings this Ginan, and when this Ginan is recited, you can see half of the Jamaat crying. You know why they cry? Because they understand the Ginan.
Yeah, you have to understand the Ginan. True, true, very
Such
true.
a beautiful Ginan. Ji.
That's why it's our circle Ginan. Sometimes I don't have much knowledge of it, but I try to explain, what the meaning of the Ginan is. And, the spiritual meaning of the Ginan is so great, that it's amazing,
amazing.
Like you said, Peer has written this from the experience. They've seen it, and that's why they've put this in the Ginan.
Absolutely.
Not been copied from somebody, or it has
Yes.
not been,
So I hope somebody would recommend this Ginan to be done on this session. And then, we will see absolutely what is the meaning of this Ginan.
Inshallah.
Inshallah.
Aziz sir, can I ask you a question, please?
Ji.
It's going back to Mukhi Sahib. Now, I understand there was a Ginan. I can't remember the name. But can you remember the name of the Ginan, which is written by Said Imam Shah about Mukhi Sahib Je Jivnai?
Mukhi je che je, mukhi te che je. So that's the
Atlak.
Ginan. Mukhi te che je. I
Mukhi
don't know.
Je, okay.
The Ginan is called Paratham Atlak Karan Made.
Sorry, say that again.
Called Paratham Atlak Karan Made.
Can you put it on the chat so I can have a look at it? Because I know that Ginan technically describes what you're saying about the role of our Mukhis, and they are the right hand of our Imam. But I can never remember the name of the Ginan, unfortunately.
Yeah. I mean, as long we have understanding what is Mukhi is, then, we have that understanding, and the respect will go with that. Otherwise, we already have a problem because we're going to Jamaat Khana and don't understand Mukhi Sahib.
Because this Ginan is I haven't heard it recited for a very, very long time, and people don't, again, like you're saying, I think people don't understand the role
Right.
of the Mukhi Sahib.
Yes, I absolutely agree. All right, last two questions. Go ahead, Zulibia, if you like to go first. And Shamim, if you're done, you can put your hand down. Ji.
The Bangi Ginan, the first was Pir Sadruddin Bolia. It is from the Ginan Shri Islam Shah, Omne Malia.
What about it?
What about the second verse? Which Ginan is that from?
I'm not expert in Ginan. If you're asking me, I have no idea. You would have to ask some of these experts on this line, on Ginan. I'm the last person you want to ask about Ginan. But if you give me the Ginan, I can explain the Ginan to you. But if you ask me to recite or tell you a Ginan, I admit I'm the last person you wanted to ask. I'm not expert in Ginan.
Well done, yeah.
All right, thank you.
Okay. All right, looks like it. Friends are sharing those Ginan with you, so you can look it up. Any Shirazba, do you want to ask something? I see your hand up.
Yeah, actually, this is not actually related to the Tariqa matters we are discussing now.
Okay.
It is to do with why Allah chose 4 colors. What is the tabilat behind it, like green, yellow, red, and white? And on our flag, we also have green and red strips in the middle. What is the significance?
So I'm gonna teach everyone on this line. If you ever ask me a question that starts with a why, my answer
I didn't ask why. I
be,
said what. What is the significance?
Shiraz was changing his mind now. So there are Sabqatullah. Sabqatullah, the colors of Allah. When Allah describes the color of Allah, is describing the 4 attribution stages, the colors of Allah. The white, the yellow, the green, and the red. Those are the 4 attribution or the reactions of the Nur in moment's life. And you are absolutely right. This kind of knowledge and talim needs to be at the other level somewhere, because now we are in the subject of Nur, where much seriousness is required to talk about the Nur. Inshallah, in our Nur subject somewhere, we will be able to contribute and be able to talk about the Nur.
Can
Inshallah.
I ask you tomorrow in another
Sure.
session?
You can try.
Okay.
Why not?
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Aziz
Okay.
Bhai, I've put my hand up again to ask question again. Sorry, on the
Go ahead.
same subject. Then
Ji.
why is our Gatpachadoro red and green, and why do we have Gatpachadoro?
Okay. So you are not listening when I was talking to Shirazba.
The session
Why
tomorrow
not?
morning.
No. If your question is start with the why, my answer always is why not.
Okay, yes, I understand.
So let me show you how to ask a question, okay? Just as my friendly, my sister, okay?
Yes, thank you, sir.
Not why, but what is the reason? What? So question needs to start with the what, where, when, how. Never start your question with the why. Ask me, why do I say that? The reason I said that, the why, the way we ask the question. Remember my teacher, right?
Yes.
When we start a question with the why, there's an argumentative question. And when we start a question with how, when, and where, and that is this for the sake of asking and learning knowledge. So I'm not only your teacher, your friend, but your brother. So I wanted to make sure that we all also know how to ask questions correctly. So now your question was, what is the reason that Niyaz Doro is the red and green? Same thing what goes for the Nur and its color. The green represents peace and the red represents the blood. In our old time, it was the Doro of the Pir Shah. And this tradition comes from Imam Hussein, the red, and Imam Hassan, or the Pir Hassan, the brother, the green, the poison.
Okay.
But he went with the peace, green. Imam Hussein in Karbala with the blood, red. So it represents the peace and the blood.
Blood, okay.
But it's nothing to do with peace and blood, but the Pir and the Shah, it represents the two colors. Our flag, same thing, represent the Pir and the Shah, the red and the green.
Okay, got you. Thank you very much, Aziz.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you, thank you.
We have
Sometimes I
taken
know.
too much of your time, Azizba. We have taken too much of your time.
Thank
Sorry
you so
about
much.
that.
No
Sorry.
problem. No problem.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Azizba.
So we'll stop here. If you have more questions, send it to Farida, send it to Shirazba, and let's put it together for our next session. Thank you, everyone.
Next time, sir, we do a jagran, so we can stay whole night and talk to you and you answer.
You remember, my is the daytime. I'm ready to do 2-hour session if that's what you want.
We'll do a jagran.
Yeah, we don't
Farida
mind.
is
We
your
don't
boss. You talk to her.
No, we don't
Remember.
mind, Azizba. Azizba, it would be nice. It would be nice. Anytime you want to do longer time, it would be nice.
Okay.
મોલા તમને હંમેશા સુખી સલામત અને
Amen.
આબાદ રાખે,
Amen.
તંદુરસ્તી આપે, કદી
Amen.
કોઈની મોથાજી ના આપે, ધર્મ અને ઇબાદતમાં તમને ખૂબ આગળ લઈ આવે, તમને
Amen.
હંમેશા હિંમત આપે કે તમને અમને બધાને આવી રીતના ઇલ્મ આપો
Amen.
અને અમારી કઈ
Amen.
ભૂલ ચૂક હોય તો અમને માફ કરજો. મોલા તંદુરસ્તી દે, કદી કોઈની મોથાજી ના આપે.
આમીન.
મોલા તમારા ફેમિલીમાં બધાને સુખી સલામત અને આબાદ રાખે. તમારી સેવાનો અઝીમ સવાબ મોલા તમારી ફેમિલીને બક્ષે.
આમીન.
મોલા હંમેશા ખુશ રાખે, રાજી રાખે,
આમીન.
કોઈની
આમીન.
મોથાજી ના આપે અને ઈમાન
આમીન.
દીદાર નસીબ કરે.
આમીન. આમીન.
Thank you so much, Aziz Bhai.
Thank you,
And we'll
everyone.
see you
Yeah,
next
brother.
Saturday, inshallah. Yeah.